Hey y'all, it's Courtney and I'm the Southern Aquarius. So today I wanted to talk about my experience growing up biracial. As some of you may know, I am biracial. My mom is white and my dad is black. So I did grow up kind of unique. I was actually raised by my grandmother, which was my mother's mother. So I was raised with my Caucasian side, I guess you would say, but I spent a lot of time at my father's mother's house, which was my granny's. So I kind of got a little bit of both worlds, but at the same time, I was raised primarily by my Caucasian family. As you can hear, I have a very southern drawl. I'm very country accent. I am from the country. I'm from Texas. My mother's family were the people who raised me. We're from Alabama. So we're very, very, very southern. I've definitely had people tell me like they didn't expect, like when they see me, they didn't expect the accent to come after seeing me, that it just, like the way I look and the accent kind of like don't go together in a way, I guess. I, however, do not hear my accent. I don't know, to me I sound normal. I don't sound over exaggeratedly country. A lot of people are like, is that accent real? And I'm like, yes. So my mom and dad were actually high school sweethearts. They met obviously in the 90s. I was born in 92. Yeah, so they were high school sweethearts. My dad played basketball. I would say like both my mom and my dad, they kind of like date like any race. Like they really don't have a type, I guess you would say. And I guess that's kind of how I am too, because I just really don't see race like that. But yeah, my mom and dad, they were high school sweethearts. They ended up getting together when they were really young. They also got into drugs really young. So that's pretty much what their relationship was. It was just a young fling based off of drugs also. They ended up having me, and I ended up going to live with my grandmother when I was about 2 weeks old, because I would say my mother, she just wasn't ready to be a mom just yet. I would say the first time I realized I was mixed was when I was younger, and like I have this place on my arm where it's basically like one side gets sun and then the other side doesn't. So you can literally see like this side's brown and this side's white. And I don't know, when I was younger, I don't even know, like I literally looked at my arm and it hit me like, you're white and you're black. But I guess like it always was a thing, because I kind of like, it would have been different, say like if my family, like if my mom and dad were together, maybe I wouldn't really notice it, but it was kind of just always a thing that I noticed. But my family never treated me like my white family, because I obviously look more brown than white, but my white family never treated me any different. But I definitely will say like there is a tad bit of racism in my family. Like for instance, my great grandfather, which was my grandmother's dad, when I was born, they actually told him that I was an Indian. I was part Indian, because they didn't want to tell him I was part black, which was really weird, because my grandmother's mother actually is full-blooded Indian. So I have a lot of Indian in me also. So they just went more for the Indian instead of black. I don't know. Anyways, when I was younger, like when I was like a baby, a lot of people wanted to buy me, which is weird. Like my mom told me like a lot of people offered her a lot of money to buy me, and a lot of people wanted to adopt me as a baby, which was really odd. Also, like growing up in school, I feel like I never really knew like where I fit in. Okay, so like in elementary, I would say like I went to a school where it was predominantly Black and Mexican. Like there wasn't like a lot of Caucasian people there, so I kind of just fell in with like everybody there was brown, so it kind of like I just kind of fell into like whatever group I fell into because everybody was pretty much the same there. That wasn't hard, but when I really started to notice it was when I got like into middle school and high school, because I actually changed schools and I went to a school that was a little bit more diverse, and so it was still like a little country school, but it was more diverse. I ended up like having this complex, like I don't know what group I fit into. I fell more into a group with white girls, basically. They accepted me. Like, I mean, you just kind of get used to people just always like asking you what you are, because literally I think like I look a different race depending on how my hair looks. Like if my hair is curly, I could possibly look mixed like I am. I could possibly look Mexican. I could possibly look Puerto Rican. I could possibly look whatever. If my hair's straight, you know, you would maybe be inclined to think maybe I am Mexican, or maybe I could be white. If I had blonde hair, definitely could look white. A lot of people ask me like, what am I? I get a lot of like, I've been called Indian, Italian, Mexican, all kinds of stuff. I used to tan, which yeah, I know a lot of people are like, what the hell, you used to tan? But yeah, I used to tan, and I ended up becoming like really orange because I would also wear like super dark bronzer on top of tan skin. So I got called orange a lot. I got accused of like blackface, and it's not even like I would like go tanning, it's just like I would be outside and I would get really tan, and then I would put like dark bronzer on top of the tan, and so I would be super orange. My mom, because like she would have like white boyfriends growing up, and they were racist towards me. Like I remember being told like I was called the N-word. Like someone would tell my mom like I was the N-word. The only time like I felt like real racism is one time I was like dating, well, I guess I was talking to the guy. I wasn't really, like, I guess we were attempting to date, but it never really worked out. But I went to his house, and he actually lives in a really, like, podunk country town in Texas. I won't name it, but there's still, like, really a lot of racism going on there. So he ended up inviting me over there. And I remember his brother ended up telling me by the end of the night that no matter what I did, no matter what I said, he'd always be better than me because I'm part black. Just to get a little bit into racism, and you know, most people don't like talking about this, but for me, it's not real. It's not real. It's something we're like, it's not a thing in other countries. Do you not understand that? That's not. You can't be racist in China because most people there are Chinese. You know what I'm saying? Like there's like, that's one, like in other countries they don't have that. So why do we have that here? Like why do people literally think because they're one race and someone else is another race that they're better than them? Like that, you know, that there's people that really think like God cursed people with darker skin. Yeah, so like a lot of my mixed friends, we have a lot of similarities. Like I've noticed like a lot of mixed kids come from like broken homes, and I mean that's not like a statistic or anything, like, but just a lot of the mixed kids that I know and like the mixed people I know, like they come from like broken homes, and that was definitely my story. Definitely my story. A lot of mixed kids are raised by like grandparents or other family members. I think as I got older, I started to embrace myself more. I started to really love being biracial. It's not like I ever hated it, but I did I was at a point that I think everyone, even people who are not biracial, everyone goes through kind of like an identity crisis when you're growing up, in your teens. You don't really know who you are. I don't think that it necessarily was connected to me being biracial. I think it was just a general thing that most kids that age have. But thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.